after dito sa biology. Ayan, so sige mag-lunch na kayo kasi itutuloy ko yung ating discussion. Ari naman ay kakaunti na, saglit na lamang. This is lesson 3.1. Lesson 3.1 is about biochemistry naman po. So ano po ba ang biochemistry? What next? Biomolecules. So ang biochemistry class, yan yung application ng chemistry to the study of biological science or biological processes at the cellular and molecular level. So it emerged as a distinct discipline around the beginning of the 20th century pa. Kung kailan yung mga scientist pinag-combine nila yung chemistry, physiology, biology para makapag-investigate at para maimbestigahan yung chemistry ng mga living organisms, living systems. So ang biochemistry is both life science at saka chemical science, biology and chemistry. So it explores the chemistry of living organisms at saka ng mga molecular and the molecular basis for for the changes na nag-o-occur sa mga living cells. So, it uses po the methods of chemistry. Okay, pinaghalo siyang biology and chemistry. Biomolecules. Ayan, biomolecules, mayroong carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acid. So ngayon, parang hanggang carbohydrates po siguro tayo. So, biomolecules po or biomolecule is a chemical compound na nakikita sa mga living organisms. And this include the chemicals that are composed of mainly carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, at saka phosphorus. So biomolecules are the building blocks of life and perform important functions sa mga living organisms. Monomer, building blocks, a large substance is made up of a substance which is called monomers. So ang monomers po ay atoms or small na mga molecules that bond together to form more complex structures such as polymers. So there are four types of monomer. Yung sugar, again, ang four types po ng monomers are sugar, amino acids, fatty acids, and nucleotides. Yun po yung four. And ayan, carbohydrates. So ang carbs po or carbohydrates or hydrates of carbon or stoichiometric formula CH2O N, and N is the number of carbons in the molecule. So formula also explains the origin of the term carbohydrate. So the components are carbon or carbo, and the components of water or hydrate, carbon at saka water, carbohydrate. So most abundant biomolecules in nature. So they are now defined as polyhydroxy, aldehydes, and ketones. So carbohydrates or carbs are sugar molecules along with proteins and fats. Carbohydrates are one of the three main nutrients ng food po, na nakikita sa food at saka po sa mga drinks. So our body takes down carbohydrate into glucose. And glucose or blood sugars is the main source of energy for our body's cells, sa atin pong tissues, sa atin pong organs. At glucose, ang ginagamit po natin or ginagamit siya or glucose can be used immediately para po makapag-store ini-store po siya sa ating mga liver at saka po sa ating mga muscles for later use. And there are three major classes po of carbohydrates. monosaccharides, disaccharides, at polysaccharides. So, ano 'pag sinabi nating mono? Ano ba ibig sabihin ng mono?
One po.
Mono, ayun, very good Mr. Perez, 1. Kapag di,
Two po.
2. So, siyempre 'pag poly ay di madami. So, ano naman yung saccharides? Monosaccharides. Sino may idea kung ano po yung saccharides?
Pag sinabi po nating saccharides, sugar po.
Ayan. So, ang saccharides po ay sugar. Okay? So, isa-isahin po natin itong mga examples po na ito. So, monomer of carbohydrates or monosaccharides means it make up of carbohydrates. Monosaccharides are the common base unit of all carbohydrate molecules. The word saccharide is derived from the Greek saccharon meaning sugar. Tapos yun nga pong mono meaning one. So they are white crystalline solid that contain a single aldehyde or ketone functional group. So they are subdivided into two classes, aldoses and ketoses, on the basis whether they are aldehydes or ketones. Also called simple sugars. So most monosaccharides, saccharide names end with the suffix "-ose". So bakit siya nag-e-end with the suffix "-ose"? So yun nga po, ang monosaccharide meaning one, sugar. So they are monosaccharides are the basic subunits of carbohydrates. They contain from 3 to 7 carbons and have general formula na CH2O and open parenthesis CH2O close parenthesis N, where N ranges from 3 to 7. Ang pinaka-common po ay 5 or 6. So carbohydrates have the highest oxygen to carbon ratio, and many of the important organic molecules na present po sa ating katawan. And common monosaccharides include the glucose, fructose, galactose, ribose, and deoxyribose. Kung mapapansin nyo, lahat siya ay O's. Ano? And these sugars po ay nag end sa O's kasi ang ibig sabihin nun, nung O's means full, especially full of oxygen. So the names of most all sugars will end with this suffix "-ose". Yan, monosaccharide names end with the suffix "-ose". So if the sugar has an aldehyde group, the functional group with the structure R-CHO, it is known as the aldose. If it has a ketone group naman po, the functional group with the structure of RC open parenthesis equals O close parenthesis R apostrophe dash close parenthesis, it is known as a ketose. Ano yung aldose and ano yung ketose? So aldehydic group or aldose, the aldehydic functional group confers the properties of aldehyde to the monosaccharides, and monosaccharides that have the aldehydic functional group are known as aldoses or aldo sugars. So this functional group is always present at one end of the chain. Yan, at one end of the chain of carbon atoms in the monosaccharide. Hindi siya pwede magdoble. Isa lang po siya at dito lang siya sa dulo. Ang ketose naman, ito pong kabila, ang ketonic functional group naman confers the properties of ketones to the monosaccharides. At ang monosaccharides po having ketonic function groups are known as keto sugar or ketosis. And this functional group never occurs at the end of the chain of carbon atoms. Rather, It is present at the second or last position po in monosaccharide. Yan, nasa pangalawa siya dito. Ay puwede siya sa pangalawa or sa end ng chain. Ito po ay chain ang tawag. They are etong mga monosaccharide po na ito, sila are matamis sa atin pong panglasa. Ang monosaccharides po are sweet in taste because of the particular orientation of hydroxyl groups. And ito pong hydroxyl groups na ito in monosaccharides are arranged in such a way that they interact and inactivate po nila yung sweet receptors na present po sa ating mga dila. So this is the same reason why they are called sugars. Ayan, characteristics of monosaccharides. Soluble in water, and they are also classified as a triose, tetrose, ayan puro ose din kasi sugar, pentose, hexose, and heptose on the basis of whether they contain 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 carbon atoms. So kapag tatlong carbon atoms, triose. Kapag apat, tetrose. Kapag lima, pentose. 6, hexose, and 7 ay heptose. Yan yung kanila pong pagkakaiba-iba 'pag tiningnan niyo sa chain. 1, 2, 3 triose. Okay. Ito naman apat. Carbon atoms. Siguro napag-aralan niyo na itong mga carbon atoms na ito. Ito naman po ay 5, 'yan, then gano'n. Aldose, ketose. 'Yun lang din po 'yun. Familiarize niyo na lang din naman 'to kasama sa magiging exam natin. Eto naman yung glucose, fructose, and galactose na na-mention ko kanina. So glucose, one of the most important monosaccharides, one of the main sources of calories, can cross blood-brain's barrier which nourishes the brain. Glucose, also called as dextrose, is the predominant sugar in our body. So when we speak of sugar levels, we are really talking about blood glucose levels. So we get glucose primarily from the digestion of disaccharides or polysaccharides, and once na ito pong mga carbohydrates na ito are broken down into glucose in the small intestine, the glucose is absorbed into the blood and then transported into the various organs of our body. So there, it can be metabolized by the tissues to provide fuel po sa ating mga for cellular metabolism. Or if it is not immediately needed for metabolism, it can be stored as glycogen sa atin pong liver at sa atin pong mga muscles, or kino-convert po siya to ah, triglycerin or triglycerides sa fat para po ma-store sa ating mga fat cells. And when the levels of glucose po in our body or in our blood become low glycogen in the liver, low glycogen in the liver can be broken down para po mai-release yung glucose sa atin pong dugo, or the body can actually make new glucose molecules from proteins in the process called uh, gluconeogenesis. Gluconeogenesis, parang gano'n. Gluconeogenesis, neogenesis, gluconeogenesis ang tawag po sa kanya. And other monosaccharides naman po we need to be aware of are fructose and galactose. Ang 6 carbon sugars po or hexose ang ah, tawag dito, ang fructose and galactose, and which are ito po yung subunits of the important saccharides. Also, ribose and deoxyribose. Ang ribose po at deoxyribose, meron naman siyang 5 na carbon sugars po or pentose, which are important naman po na component ng nucleic acid. So, yan pong mga images na nakikita niyo sa slide ay ang tatlong common na monosaccharides, and lahat sila ay may pare-parehong molecular formula na C6H12 and O6. Kahit bilangin natin. C6, dito tayo sa glucose, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. H12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And O6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So sila po ay pare-pareho. C6, H12, and O6. Iba-iba lang yung positioning. Okay, but they have pare-pareho sila ng formula, but different po yung kanilang structures. And therefore, isomers for each, parang sila ay isomers for each other. Next naman ay disaccharides. Gaya ng sabi nyo kanina, pag di ay 2. So disaccharides consist of exactly 2 monosaccharides joined together. Ang mono ay isa lang, so kapag pinag-combine yung dalawang mono, disaccharides na yung tawag sa kanila. Sugars composed of 2 monosaccharides. From when 2 monosaccharides undergo a dehydration reaction. Characteristic po, soluble in water, a glycosidic bond can form between any hydroxyl group on the monosaccharide. A glycosidic bond or glycosidic linkage is a type of covalent bond that joins a carbohydrate or sugar molecule to another group. So disaccharides are formed when 2 monosaccharide molecules are linked together. As mentioned nga po diyan sa ating slide. So when ang dalawang monosaccharides are linked together, one of the products of the reaction is water. And because water is removed para po to link yung mga subunits together, the reaction is called dehydration synthesis reaction. Ayan, dehydration reaction nasa sa atin pong slide. So this is a common type of synthesis reaction that we will see again kapag po tayo ay nag-discuss na ng formation of lipids at saka po protein, siguro by our next online meeting on Monday. Makikita niyo ulit yung mga yan. So there are 3 important disaccharides that we will discuss. Ayan, sucrose is one. Sucrose, lactose, at saka maltose. So sucrose is a form, pero meron pa yun, okay. Sucrose is a form when Sucrose is formed when a monomer of glucose and a monomer of fructose are joined in dehydration reaction to form a glycosidic bond. So it is the process of water molecule in the process a water molecule is lost. By convention, the carbon atoms in a monosaccharide are numbered from the terminal carbon closest to the carbonyl group. So in sucrose, glycosidic linkage is formed between carbon 1 in glucose and carbon 2 in fructose. So, isa-isahin natin ito. So in all three of these disaccharides, in all three of these disaccharides, yung glucose po is one of the monosaccharides that make them up. Makikita naman dito po sa figure. And ayan, sucrose. So ang sucrose po ay glucose plus fructose. Table sugar, sample, found, nakikita po natin siya sa mga fruits, vegetables, sugarcane, and sugar beet having having the highest qualities. Ang lactose naman po, galactose plus glucose, formed together by B124 glycosidic bond found in milk of mammals sa mga baka at saka po yung breast milk from women. Synthetic or man-made sugar is not absorbed by the body but is broken down in the colon into products that absorb water into the colon, thus softening stools. And it is primary use is to treat constipation. It is also used to reduce blood ammonia levels in persons with liver disease since lactulose absorbs ammonia into the colon. While ang maltose naman po, saan natin siya nakikita? So maltose plus glucose plus glucose. Salt formed together by a 1-4 glycosidic bond found in molasses. Doon po natin siya nauna, malimit nakikita, yung liquid na molasses that can be used in the fermentation of beer. Found also in some cereals and candies, it is a product of starch digestion and may be purified from barley and other grains. So doon naman natin nakikita ang maltose. This is an example. Simple sugar, whether they are natural and added sugars, are mixtures of monosaccharide and disaccharide. So halimbawa po ay honey. May 50% na fructose, 44% na glucose, galactose 4%, and maltose na 2%. Ayan. Though sugar, matamis lang yan, pero siya po ay may iba't iba pa ang division. Mga klase ng sugar, mga O's. Next is trehalose. Glucose plus glucose din po ito. Trehalose is also known as tremulose or micose. It is a natural alpha like disaccharide, extremely high water retention properties. In nature, it helps plants and animals reduce long periods without human intestinal enzyme can break down. Not sweet, don't activate the taste bud like the simple sugar. So starches po is a larger polymer of glucose subunits and uh, and is stored from a glucose in plants. Okay, sources niya, ayan, rice, potatoes, wheat, at saka po mais. Yung mga seeds din, grains, corn, ano ba, corn, mais, ano pa, beans, potatoes nga po, yan yung mga pinagmumulan niya. And there are actually two types of starch, yung amylose at saka po amylopectin. Ang amylose is a long and branched chains of glucose monomers. It is poorly soluble in water and slowly digestible. So amylose is a long and branched chain of glucose subunits. Yan po, unchained. Ang amylopectin naman po, branch polysaccharides and A1-6 linkages at the branch points. So A1 to 4 linkages and A1 to 6 linkages at the branch point. So it is more soluble in water and more easily digestible than amylose. So ang amylopectin po ay branched yung kanyang structure, gaya ng makikita niyo po sa ating illustration sa picture sa slide. And it is the proportion of each form of starch in particular food that determines the food's ability to be digested. So yung mga foods po with a large number of amylopectin are digested and absorbed rapidly. While yung mga foods naman po that have higher levels of amylose break down at a slower rate. Yun po yung pinagkaiba na. Mas madali pong i-digest yung madaming branches, yung amylopectin. Next is dietary fibers. Carbohydrates that intestinal enzymes cannot break down, non-digestible, have molecules that are resisting to human enzymes. Critical slows down the absorption of simple sugar and helps blood glucose level. So, ang dietary fibers naman classes found in whole grains, sa mga cereals at sa mga fruits at vegetables. So, yung fiber is made up of the indigestible parts or mga compounds po of plants which pass relatively unchanged through our stomach kahit hanggang sa intestine. So yung mga fibers po is mainly a carbohydrate. And ang main role po ng fiber is to keep the digestive system healthy. Glycogen. So, ang glycogen naman po is the storage form of glucose in humans and other vertebrates and is made up of monomers or glucose. Glycogen is the animal equivalent of starch and it is mainly highly branched molecule usually stored in liver and muscles. Whenever blood glucose levels decrease, glycogen is broken down to release glucose in the process known as glycogenolysis. Glycogenolysis. Yan naman pong glycogen ay sa mga animals. Glycogen is the storage form of carbohydrates in animals. Ang glycogen po are like starch. Ayan. And it is a polymer of glucose subunits. It is similar sa structure po ng amylopectin. But it is even more highly branched compare sa amylopectin. And we store glycogen primarily in their livers, yung mga animals po, at saka sa kanilang muscles din, parang sa mga tao. So, ganun din sila mag-store ng mga ito. Next is cellulose. Ayan. So, cellulose is the most abundant natural biopolymer. The cell wall of plants is mostly made of cellulose. This provides structural support to the cell. Wood and paper are mostly cellulosic in nature, and cellulose is made up of glucose monomers that are linked by B1 to 4 glycosidic bonds. So, ang polysaccharide po na cellulose is another important structure po ng molecule sa mga plants kasi nagpo-provide po ito ng uh, fiber sa plants na kailangan nating mga tao. 'Di ba? Kaya nga kapag kunwari pinagda-diet, lalo na yung mga leafy na mga vegetable, kailangan natin yun sa ating mga diet, itong cellulose po na ito. And cellulose is a polymer of glucose. However, unlike po sa starches at saka sa glycogen, kanina, we do not have the enzymes para po i-digest yung cellulose. And this is due to the difference in the configuration of the bond between the glucose at ng monomers. Okay, so cellulose forms the structural components of plant cell walls, and it is especially plentiful sa mga leafy na vegetables and in whole grains. Although we cannot digest cellulose for energy, pero it provides bulk to the stool and may reduce yung pong risk of some diseases like diverticular disease or yung pong pwede din na colon cancer yung ma-develop. Okay, yung functions po ng carbohydrates in the body. So, carbohydrates provide our body with energy. Your cells convert carbohydrates into the fuel molecule ATP through a process called cellular respiration. They also provide stored energy, and carbohydrate or fibers promotes good digestive health by reducing constipation and lowering the risk of digestive tract diseases. So, yun po yung nagiging benefit sa atin ng carbohydrates. Sa mga animals din po, meron insects have a hard outer exoskeleton made of chitin and a type of polysaccharide. So, carbs in animals and plants. Both po the plants and animals use carbohydrates as a source of energy. Is energy na essential to carrying out normal functions such as yung growth, movement, at saka metabolism. So the processing of carbohydrates has the side effect of helping with the processing of other chemicals na present po sa katawan ng plants at saka ng mga animals. And as carbohydrates break down, they release carbon atoms. So these serve as their raw materials for much of the organism's biochemistry, as the carbon can then join with other chemicals na nasa sa loob ng katawan ng animals, ng tao pa yan or ng hayop. And different carbohydrates, particularly those in the form of polysaccharides, ay nagko-contribute po to the building of cellular structure. So in plants, particularly, cellulose creates a solid wall around the plant cells, giving the plants or the plant its structure. Yung carbohydrate metabolism releases chemicals which aid in fortifying this structure. So, yun naman na benefit ng plants and animals sa carbohydrates. And that ends our discussion. May questions po ba tayo or clarifications about biochemistry? Okay. So, wala po tayong questions and clarifications. Next meeting on Monday, mag on Monday natin itutuloy po ang ating discussion. So, tomorrow, face-to-face meeting po tayo bukas at 2 PM. Okay, 2 PM. Ngayon, itatanong ko lang din po pala, may ilang minuto pa naman tayo. Kung by yun po kasi mga discussions natin, possible matapos na natin siya ng Friday next week. So, next week po kasi is week 3 pa lamang tayo ay hanggang week 6. Week 6 ang final examination. So, may 2 week pa na bakante. Yung 2 week po kasi na yon ay hindi dahil wala na kayong gagawin kaya mabilis po tayong matatapos. Meron po tayong laboratory, may experiment. So, yun na po yung inyong gagawin, yung experiment. Kagaya ng tinanong ko kanina sa O3, tatanungin ko din po kayo kung individual po ba yung gusto nyo or by group? Ang concern ko po kasi, ako, kung ako by group, kung ako lang naman yun, pero yun po ay idedepende ko sa inyo kung ano po yung inyong magiging decision. Kung ano po yung majority ng klase, yun po yung susundin ko. Ang gusto ko po sana is by group kasi, mas madami kayo na magtutulong-tulong doon sa lab report, sa paggawa ng experiment. Ang problema ko lang po or concern ko dun is minsan lang tayo magfe-face to face. Ngayong Friday hindi pa naman kayo magla-lab, tapos ang sunod na is June 12, eh, yun ay quiz kaya tayo face to face. Tas ang sunod pa ay July 12 pala yung sunod tapos yung last is July 22 or maalin ko sa 22 at 26. Pero baka 22, malaki pa yung possibility na 22. Pero yun naman final exam na. So, ang concern ko paano kaya kayo mag-uusap-usap kung by group, kung mag-online meeting ba kayo pero okey lang din naman po yung gano'n. And kung yun din naman ay magiging problema niyo, eh, di okey lang din naman po sa'kin na mag-individual kayo sa inyong gagawin na laboratory. Pero hindi ko naman kayo kung gusto niyo by group, hindi ko rin naman kayo ire-require na magkita-kita para gawin yung experiment lalo't alam ko maraming mga taga-malalayong lugar. So ngayon, tatanungin ko po kayo kung gusto niyo po ay individual ng atin pong laboratory or by group. Kapag po by group since kayo'y 45, eh, di tigli-5 na lang po kada grupo para sa sakto. I-click po yung raise hand kung ang gusto ay individual. Yung majority po ng klase ang ating susundin. Individual, wala. Paki-click nga ako to confirm, just to confirm, paki-click po ako ng raise hand kung gusto ay by group. Kailangan majority. Kayo ay 44 tayo ngayon. So sige. So ang gusto niyo po ay by group. Since by group po ang napagdesisyonan ng klase, gagawa na lang po ako ng self and peer evaluation. Hindi naman sobrang dami ng laboratoryong gagawin po natin or experiment. Marami na ang 3, baka 2 or 3 lang po yung ipapagawa ko sa inyo ta's 2 weeks naman po na gagawin yon. Basta hopefully matapos na natin next week. Yun pong ating discussion. Pero madali na kasi yung ilang discussions, maiikli lang. Ayun, ang groupings po natin tsaka ko naigugrupo kapag po tapos na tayo sa discussion. Kasi baka 'pag naggrupo na tayo ngayon, hindi na rin naman kaya ng oras. Ay o kaya 'pag nag-groupings tayo bukas baka makalimutan niyo pa kung sino yung inyong mga kagrupo. So, tsaka na lang po tayo maggo-groupings kapag yun ang inyong gagawin. Okey, tatapusin na lang muna natin yung discussion. Inalam ko na lang din muna ngayon kung ano po yung preferred niyo para makagawa na ako ng, evaluation tsaka kung paano po kayo ge-gradean doon sa inyong gagawing report, sa inyong gagawing experiment. So, kayo na ang bahala class kung paano niyo kakausapin, paano niyo isasagawa yung experiment. Yun po ay 'pag hindi picture ang kailangan ay recorded na video. Siguraduhin po na naka-lab gown kayo doon sa inyong mga ipapakita sa'kin na pictures or video. Okey, naka-lab gown. So, yun lamang po. So, kayo ay by group. Meron pa po ba tayong questions? May concerns po ba kayo? Bukas face to face tayo and idi-distribute ko po yung inyong manual. Yung payment po ay puwede sa inyong class representative 220, puwede din naman pong bukas. Nasaan ang class representative, Mr. Abanilla? Anong naging paniningil mo, cash or GCash?
Ma'am, bukas na lang daw po.
Ay siya sige, sige kahit ako sige. Assist na lang din kita sa paniningil para iaabot ko yung ano, tapos sa'yo yung bayad, iabot ko yung module. So gano'n na lang. Hopefully wala po tayong absent bukas kasi itong module or ito pong manual na ito magse-serve na din as your journal. Ano yung mga ipapagawa ko dito papasagutan, kailangan masagutan niyo. And then yung sa mga susunod pa natin na discussions, kailangan dito niyo na siya isulat, sa likod po ng mga pages. Kasi ito ibabalik niyo sa akin at ito po yung iche-check. Ang pasahan nito ay di sa atin pong, kapag kayo nag-final exam, ayun. So yun lamang po kung wala na po tayong concerns, ay di magkita-kita na lamang po tayo bukas para dun sa presentation ninyo ng example. Wag na masyadong papakahabaan class para tayo ay, yung mga malalayo ay makauwi ng maaga, makalabas tayo ng mas maaga. And yung activity, kanina sinabi ko i-screenshot niyo yung parts, 'di ba, nung bacteria. Sana na-screenshot niyo kasi sasagutan niyo din yun bukas. Pero madali naman siyang i-search sa internet. Pero siyempre dapat alam niyo na yun bago kayo pumasok. Ano, yung mga ire-research dapat na-research na kasi yun po ay sasagutan niyo din bukas. So yun lamang. Thank you so much everyone. See you tomorrow.